Ndị be anyị kelekwanụ m unu. Anyị sị ka nke chiri ya zelu. Anyị sị ka ọ mara na Igbo na mma. Anyị adị ka Chineke ada agwụ agwụ. Otu anyị kwuru ya, otu akwa ya dịrị. Ise, ise, ise. Edị ka o si dị ụbọchị uhuruchi nketa anyị wetara nnukwu ozi. Biko geenụ ntị. Ife a bụ according to the Biafran activist wetara ya bụ ozi. As he quote, hope for Biafrans. As Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put Nigerian government under pressure as he took the matter to the world powers. Hear the news in details. Alright, according to one night working with Raya Bosin Bosinketa, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu edego if I na petition against Nigerian government number one for massive media blackmail against his ladies. Ya bifeka Jamakia, we been able to bosi nketa. Because the key is right where Gaya Bife gets a drop or feature no think again. Alright, over to you, sir.
Because it's very, very important, I can assure you, my people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has mandated his lawyers to write word powers asking them for unbiased investigation into the state-sponsored terrorism against the indigenous people of Biafra. According to the tweet by Barrister Aloyo Ejimaka, I'm going to read this very news from his official X account, and after that, I will show you some video clips. Remember the title that says, as federal government of the zoo unleash massive media blackmail against his upcoming court appearance. Because it's in the public that the world has started speaking up against the incarceration of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, against his abduction in Kenya, his rendition to the zoo, and subsequent incarceration in a solitary confinement in the DSS dungeon in Abuja. So right now, without further ado, let us read in details before playing the video for you. According to Barrister Aloyo Ejimaka, he said, update on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case. Today, April 23rd, which was of course yesterday, 2025, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu met with his legal team to address the Nigerian government's alleged attempts to manipulate public opinion ahead of his trial on April 29, 2025. To manipulate public opinion. Are you getting it? To manipulate public opinion. And this public opinion that they are trying to manipulate is not the zoo public, not Nigerian public opinion, no, but the international public opinion. That's why they are making videos here and there, trying to blackmail his court appearance, because the world has started speaking up against his abduction in Kenya, extraordinary rendition to the zoo, and his illegal incarceration in a solitary confinement in the DSS dungeon in Abuja. So they are using the videos which I will be playing for you moving forward after when I'm done reading from Barrister Aloyo Ejimaka to manipulate the international public opinion against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for them to continue to keep him in the custody. The same thing they are using our fellow Igbo people to do against Mazi Simon Ekpa in Finland. Are you getting me? Are you paying attention? Because the days ahead is not clear as I'm speaking to you. Now, according to the barrister, he said, to address the Nigeria government's alleged attempts to manipulate public opinion ahead of his trial on April 29, 2025. April 29, which is few days from today. Onyendu MNK highlighted concerns over deliberate effort to falsely link the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB to fabricated raids in Imo and Anambra. You all understand the video that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself is talking about. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, there's a viral video that showcased where, a lot of skulls were dumped in a certain place. A place that is fenced, a farmland fenced and gated. And if you watch that video, I don't want to play that video on this platform because it might go against YouTube rules. You see that because that video went viral, especially on X, formerly Twitter, where some group of armed DSS with some people from Osu Hitokwa, and Osumohu were parading themselves around that very compound, showcasing the scores, mentioning IPOB, mentioning Eastern Security Network, just to blackmail Nnamdi Kanu. Are you paying attention? There is nothing else, just to blackmail him, because we all know that, first of all, Eastern Security Network does not have any camp in Osu Hitokwa. No single camp of ESN in Osu Hitokwa. And it did not end there. ESN is no longer on existence. As I'm speaking to you, Eastern Security Network has ceased to exist long ago. Long ago. But that does not mean that the personnel of the Eastern Security Network have been wiped away. No. These members of Eastern Security Network were transformed into what we have today as Biafra Liberation Army. Igwe Butuzo was a member of Eastern Security Network. Yes, Commander Gentle was a member of the Eastern Security Network. But the moment Biafra people formed a government, you cannot operate a government with an ordinary security, vigilante group. No. They were converted into the Liberation Army, which is the right thing to do. And anybody still telling you about ESN, whether they are DOS or Nigeria Media, Nigeria DSS, Nigerian Army, or whosoever, anybody who still mention ESN is strictly doing that to blackmail Nnamdi Kanu, because they know that ESN is no longer on existence. Everybody is aware of it. They all know, because all the members of ESN, they follow, especially the commanders, because when commanders stand, then their subordinate follows. They all know, all of them, all the commanders and their subordinates were all into Biafra Liberation Army. None of them is left behind, apart from those that resigned when they realized that DOS have sold them out. Yes, I am telling you the gospel truth. It's not about tell us where is their camp. So in the Osun that we are talking about, there is no camp of ESN. We have Mother Valley, which the zoo is aware. I am not exposing anything. They know is in the public. And the Mother Valley belongs to the Biafra Liberation Army, not the Eastern Security Network. So when they say ESN, they are using it to blackmail Nnamdi Kanu, because they know that Nnamdi Kanu has no hand in the formation of the Biafra Liberation Army. They know this. And Biafra Liberation Army is strictly for the defense of the Biafran people and Biafra land. Nothing else. Nothing more, nothing else. The only army that commit terrorism, aid and abet terrorism, is the Nigerian army, because they are the only one that disarm people and allow the Fulani herdsmen terrorists to move in and commit genocide. It's only the Nigerian army and police. Who else? Who else does it, if not these two organizations? The Biafra Liberation Army is the People's Army. Now, according to the lawyer, Barrister Ejimako, he continued. He said, describing these as state-sponsored tactics to deflect attention from global campaigns for his release. In response, Kanu has instructed his lawyers to formally engage the United States and the European Union to conduct an impartial investigation into the wave of state-sponsored insecurity in Southeast. We remain committed to truth and justice. Free Nnamdi Kanu. So this is from Barrister Ejimako, and I hope the message is very, very clear to those who are listening. Now, I want to play for you some of the video. In fact, I just want to play one video for you to see what the zoo federal government is doing, using our own people just to blackmail one man. And these people they are using are fully aware that they are being used to blackmail their own savior. What an irony. What an irony. They are fully aware that they are being used to blackmail their savior. a man who has come to save them from the Fulani conquest of their motherland. They know, fully aware, but because of the money that has given to them by the state and federal government, they have found it very, very imperative, necessary to blackmail their own savior. It doesn't matter if they perish in the next couple of years. Hey, chai! Ogene Ndibani. Alumelo. Alumelo, my people. Now, this is one of the videos. I want you to take your time and watch this video. Pay attention, my people. I have something to say.
Saw that all the houses in the compound were burnt down. Only one place he managed to fix recently, because he decided, I saw the courage upon him. He said he's not leaving his community, and he didn't run out of the community. He has been here from the onset till this day. Like as I said before, this is his house, and the other one over there, including that of his cousins and brothers, relatives, all here. If you could remember, this house was in order as how many years ago, sir?
7 years ago, it was okay.
As at 7 years ago. So you see that, take your view back to 7 years ago, you see that this house was one of the best as at 7 years ago. But situations and the security challenges in the land brought this upon them in the community. He has been there. And I've gone to various compounds to...
First of all, because I don't want to strictly analyze this, maybe I will have to make a live broadcast to analyze it, to debunk whatever nonsense they are saying here. 7 years ago, ESN was not yet formed. 7 years ago. So I don't know how they abandoned building 7 years ago just because of ESN they are talking about, when ESN was not yet formed 7 years ago. So I will have my time to analyze these things. I'm telling you, God willingly, I will have my time to analyze them. Let's continue.
Ask very few questions. And I did like him to tell you just 1 or 2 points on what happened. Good afternoon, sir. Please, can you tell us your name?
Okay, good afternoon. My name is John Kinsley.
Okay, John Kinsley.
My name is John Kinsley. Odisakwe. Ubuagu.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually,
Are you from this community?
of course, I'm from Mami Bebenata.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, well, how come your house were burnt? Just stand one place, the camera again. What happened that your houses were burnt down? And I'd like to know.
Yeah, what happened is that the house was actually burnt by IPOB terrorists.
Did you hear him? That the house was actually burnt by the IPOB terrorists. And he said he's from where? He's from Osun. This is a known saboteur that has been used by the zoo government and the state government to sabotage the freedom of his own people. Facing the camera to call IPOB IPOB terrorists, which even he himself is involved, is included as an indigenous person of Biafra, unless Mobundi Fulani Mutana Nibo. Unless Moso Nandi Fulani Mutana Nibo. Naswibo. You know? How do you say that? But this is not even the case. Let's continue.
Because of the activities they are conducting in this community.
Okay.
So there was a friend, a brother of mine. I think they found that the man who brought this rubbish also. You know, when he took the event took him time to, because at that point he was acting like a issue, like doing sort of things for youth, like kind of trying to become a leader.
Okay.
So in the long run, that thing turned to a different thing. I don't know how the emergence between here and the Carlo. So when they gave order 2021, start okay.
Did you hear that? Did you hear him mention Nnamdi Kanu? When they gave order in 2021, let me take it back a little bit. Pay attention, please.
How the emergence between here and the Carlo. So when they gave order 2021, start okay.
This is my problem. And this is what the zoo federal government wanted him to say. And they captured it on camera. They posted it. He said that man and the Nnamdi Kanu, when they gave order in 2021, they started unaliving people. This is exactly what the zoo wanted him to say.
ndị be anyị ngwadarụ niile nụ dịka unu si wee gee ya bụ ife anyị ji maka ya wee bịa n'ebe akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi nke taa. Anyị chọrọ ịma ife unu chere n'ụdị nke unu gbasata maka ya bụ ife nwanne nwoke kọwagasị ọpdeti o wetara anyị n'iru akwụkwọ ka efu nche gbasata maka ya bụ ife drọpụrụ anyị ya n'akara kọment na kọment sekshọn ka anyị fụ alụ gị fufu iche mgbaka emesịa na ụmụnne m.